जय राम श्री राम जय राम 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 जय राम श्री राम जय
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. 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 Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Hari Om to everybody. Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om. Yesterday we were elaborately dwelling upon that one prayer. What was that prayer? O Sadgurudev. O my Sadgurudev, you are verily the Lord of the universe, pulsating, activating, supporting everything. And it is you who have sent me over here to translate your message into reality. I am only carrying out your commands. I beseech you to see to it that no pride or self-esteem enters my heart, no thirst for name or fame creeps into my mind. All the burden and responsibility that you have placed upon me are verily yours. Bless me so that I may carry on your work only as an instrument in your hands, and that I may offer all the fruits of work unto you, and that guide me always in the right path. As we have not initiated our life, in the sense, the present me and mine had no role when we were in the form of a seed in our mother's womb. And the same me and mine had no role when the same power blessed us with these 200 odd organs. The me and mine had no role when we came out, because whatever we basically needed for our very existence, it was provided by Mother Nature. And then, as we start growing, we have been demanding many creature comforts to make our life comfortable. We had no role in bringing out this. But with all this, we still, as we were not aware of all these things, the me and mine has taken complete possession of us, making us oblivious of all these bounteous gifts. And that is why when we deal with events and individuals, we start from the me and mine. So Papa wants us to go back to our origin, the source, constantly. Because right from our impressionable age, we have never been thinking about that source. So one fine morning when we hear this, though intellectually it is all convincing, we are unable to experience it. Because the moment we start moving toward that direction, the mind does not encourage us, and it pulls us up from that and try to dwell on the me and mind level. This is the real problem all of us are facing. So Papa points out that the first and foremost thing for all of us to do is to go back to our own source. That means we must remember the source first. To remember that, He has given us the name. And He also wanted us that whenever we are not in a position to remember Him through chanting, we should bring in the dimension of, in His own words, it should be compatible. I should ensure that all my outer activities are compatible with, are in line with, are in conformity with this aspiration of remembering. That means even during the non-chanting time, whenever I am involved in any activities, I should try to bring this. Everything is yours, everything is yours, everything is yours. So in that context, this prayer helps us a lot. So chanting and also side by side with prayers like this, we can draft our own prayer. But to give us the guidance, many people have drafted their own prayer. And this prayer also, it landed on our heart. We don't remember exactly how we got it. Must be about 20-25 years back. But the moment we read this, it was so striking, immediately we wrote it down and preserved it. Because it is something which we have to keep on thinking, It has been beautifully worded so that it is so convincing. In spite of it, when we are, after reading, we are back to square one, agreed. Because it is only reading, But this reading also should go along with manana, contemplation, reflection. You are verily the Lord of the universe, because you are the source from which everything has come. I am unable to understand that. That is why Papa named it as subtle and mysterious power. Mysterious in the sense our puny intellect cannot reach. If our puny intellect can decipher, then it becomes knowable. It cannot. That is why he said, the life is the expression of Atman. Though we have understood, we cannot explain, Because it is not something that can be objectified. We cannot bring it out and say this is that. So only through manana we get that feeling of his presence. Awareness cannot be explained. Life cannot be explained. Intelligence cannot be explained. Because they don't come under this category of knowables. But the moment we utter the word and we start doing manana, we will be able to understand. That is why he named it as subtle and mysterious power. If it has got a gross form, we can immediately bring it under the knowables category. But it is subtle, sukshmam, and mysterious. We will not be able to know from where it started, how it remains. We can't. But we know that it is there. The very fact that when Gandhiji said, I exist because he exists, he also named it as the mysterious power. And elsewhere he says, though I am not God, I am of God. I am not God in the sense, this limited, finite thing. No. It is subject to change. But the other one, I am of God. The subtle and mysterious power does not undergo any change. The changeless upon which all changes are happening. So that means unless and until we try to go within, unless we try to reflect, contemplate, we will not be able to realize. With that background, again we will repeat this prayer. O my Sadguru Dev, you are verily the Lord of the universe, pulsating, activating and supporting everything. And it is you who have sent me over here to translate your message into reality. So that means my job. I have been thinking that this is my occasion, this is my mission. No. That I can say when I have initiated something. I have an ideal. To translate that ideal into reality, I bring out so many activities, projects. That means it has started from me. But whereas this one has not been started by me, Which fact I know it now very clearly. Because this me and mine was not there at the seed level. So it is you who have sent me over here to translate your message into reality. It's a revelation to me now. When you have initiated, you must have a purpose. When you decided to bring me out in the form of a seed, you must have a will, you must have a defined purpose. I am slowly I am realizing it now. So far I have been thinking that I am drafting out my mission. This is my life. So to translate your message into reality, I am only carrying out your commands. I beseech you to see to it that no pride or self-esteem enters my heart. That means the sense of doership, the sense of ownership. No thirst for name or fame creeps into my mind. All the burden and responsibility that you have placed upon me are verily yours. Bless me so that I may carry on your work only as an instrument in your hands, and that I may offer all the fruits of work unto you. Guide me always on the right path. So this has to be, if we are clear about this, at least intellectually, then we can enjoy even the universal message given by Papa. So along with our efforts to remember him through chanting, if it is also supported by, complemented by, followed by prayers like this, it will give a push. Universal.
Universal prayer.
No, I got it. O Lord of the universe, O Creator, Protector and Destroyer of the worlds, I come in all humility to Thy holy feet and surrender myself entirely to Thee. Deign to bless me ever with Thy remembrance. O merciful Divine Master, give me strength, purity and peace. Thou art absolute power, omniscient and omnipresent. Thou art seated in the hearts of all. Thou art all purity, all goodness and all love. Thou art a veritable ocean of peace and bliss. Thou art the lover of Thy devotees, refuge of the helpless, Redeemer and Savior of those who resign themselves to Thee. Make me dedicate my life to Thee and to Thy service. By Thy grace, may peace and joy always dwell in my heart. Thou art mother, master, friend, and all to me. Accept me as thy child and servant. Grant me power to love thee with all my heart. Let whatever I do be a fitting offering at thy holy feet. Make me pure in thought, word, and deed. I lay my mind at thy feet. Fill it always with thy remembrance. Let thy glorious light illumine my heart. O sustainer of the worlds, O kind and compassionate Lord, God of gods, give me the divine vision so that I may behold thee in all as all. Make me ever feel thy constant fellowship. May my life be guided and controlled by thee. Thy presence be ever with me, in me, and everywhere around me. I beg of thee, I prostrate before thee, hearken to this heartfelt prayer of mine. Make me thine and thine only, forever and ever. With this background, another prayer we every day repeat, that will help us to know Him, how intimate He is with us, how immanent He is. Adorable presence, Thou who art within and without, above and below and all around, Thou who art interpenetrating the very cells of our being, Thou who art the eye of our eyes, ear of our ears, heart of our hearts, mind of our minds, breath of our breaths, life of our lives, and the soul of our souls. Bless us, dear God, to be aware of Thy presence now and here. This is all that we ask of Thee. May all of us be aware of Thy presence in the east and the west, in the north and the south. May peace and goodwill abide among individuals as well as communities and nations. This is our earnest prayer. May peace be unto all. How the indwelling spirit expresses itself has been beautifully brought out in this prayer. Adorable presence. Thou who art within and without, above and below and all around, Thou who art interpenetrating the very cells of our being. When we were in schools, in our science class, we were told something about it. We did not understand. Now we understand how the life remains. Innumerable cells. So you are the interpenetrating. Thou who art the eye of our eyes, that which makes me to see through the eyes. Ear of our ears, that which makes me to hear through my ears. The heart of our hearts, that which is doing the pumping of my heart. The mind of our minds. Mind is nothing but thought flow. So the substratum from where the thoughts arise. The breath of our breaths, that which is helping me to breathe. Though I am breathing, I have not been able to sift this, separate this, and understand. Because it is simultaneous, so close. All these things are so close, Seeing. I don't realize that the seer is there and the seeing through the eyes, the process is there. Because it takes place simultaneously. The seer in me sees through the eyes. So here through this prayer, an effort is made to make us understand that it is not that we are seeing. There is a seer behind the eyes to see. There is a hearer behind the ears to hear. There is a thoughtless state from where the thoughts gurgle out. There is a breathing. There is a power behind the breathing. And the life of our lives, in English you have got this wonderful privilege. The first life, L, it is capital. The life force in our lives. The second L is smaller. So that life starts from the date of birth to date of death. So that which started from the seed level, and that it has been with me, it will be with me. Because even before the seed existed, it was there. Even when we sow the seed, when the seed dies and the seedling comes out, that power remains, that power. So the life of our lives and the soul of our souls, again, capital S and the small s. Each one has a sense of individuality. That soul, it becomes enlivened only because of that capital soul, capital S, the life force, whatever we call it. Bless us, dear God, to be aware of Thy presence now and here. Because it is a truth. I am seeing, I am hearing, I am thinking, I am breathing, I am living. And I exist. So I am not asking anything. This is there, but I have not been able to understand. I start with the finite I. There is an infinite I in me, but the finite I only I recognize. But the finite I exists only because of the infinite I. Illimitable I. Birthless and deathless I. Wonderful prayer. Adorable presence, Thou who art within and without, above and below and all around, Thou who art interpenetrating the very cells of our being, Thou who art the eye of our eyes, ear of our ears, heart of our hearts, mind of our minds, breath of our breaths, life of our lives, the soul of our souls. Bless us, dear God, to be aware of Thy presence now and here. And this prayer is all now, we can put all these prayers, one by one. Every day, suppose we repeat one of these prayers, that will give a push. O Lord, I have nothing to ask of you. I am blessed with all that one can hope for, ask for. You gave me, I have a mind to think. It is Thy glory. The present me and mine had no role at all in it, I have eyes to see, ears to hear. All these are Thy glory. Did I do anything for that? I bought a site, I built a house. I bought a vehicle, I ply the car. All those things you can say, I did this, I did. But what about your eyes and ears? I have eyes to see, ears to hear. All these are thy glory. I have in front of me a world so vast and so variegated, enough for me to express myself. This variegated show is a great blessing. Can you all hear?
Yes, sir, it is there present.
Okay.
Presently it is.
Eh?
Presently it is there. Gone. YouTube is there. But hotspot is there. One can.
No, because of the current.
It comes in 2-3 minutes.
Eh?
It comes normally in 2-3 minutes.
2-3 minutes. We hope and pray your words become true.
Sometimes it becomes.
Anandashram, which one?
First one.
This one, huh? This is connected. No internet, it says.
You lost your network connection trying.
YouTube is there.
Connected.
Slowly it will come.
Can you hear?
There, I think that is.
Hari Om? Okay. So here, I have in front of me a world so vast and so variegated enough for me to express myself. Again, it is thy glory. I can make, I can unmake. All these possibilities are again thy glory. I can even make this prayer to you. This capacity to appreciate you is again thy glory. I seek from thee nothing, for you have given me everything. Inside me, outside me, your presence is something that I can't miss, I don't want to miss. Let thy grace be upon me, not to gain anything new, but to make me see thy glory. In all my achievements, in all my capacities, let me see thy glory. O Lord, I have nothing to ask of you. When we become fully aware of the bounteous gifts He has been giving, right from our seed level up to this level, what is it that we should ask? Whatever we need for our existence, whatever that makes our life comfortable, He has been providing. Papa named Him as the great provider, GP. In one of his quotations, he says, He is the great provider and he who trusts Him is never lost. He is the great provider and he who trusts Him, TRUSTS, is never lost. So along with our Nama chanting, suppose we can also try to bring these, utter this prayer with that feeling. It will have a tremendous impact. The sun shines for others, the trees bear fruit for others, the rivers flow for the good of others, the cows yield milk for others. Human birth is likewise meant for doing good to others. We have a most important and compelling work to do, because each of us is someone that God is working through. God gave us willing, caring hands to perform some helpful deed. God gave us sympathetic words to answer someone's need. God gave us soft hearts to aid another along the way. God gave us smiles and laughter to brighten someone's day. God gave us all these treasured gifts for helping one another. God works through us all so that we care for each other. The sun shines for others, the trees bear fruit for others, the rivers flow for the good of others, the cows yield milk for others. We have human birth is likewise meant for doing good to others. We can add, the air, the earth. Everything is existing for all others, Sun shines for others, trees bear fruit for others, rivers flow for the good of others, cows yield milk for others. Human birth is likewise meant for doing good to others. We have a most important and compelling work to do. For each of us is someone that God is working through. God gave us willing, caring hands to perform some helpful deed. God gave us sympathetic words to answer someone's need. God gave us soft hearts to aid another along the way. God gave us smiles and laughter to brighten someone's day. God gave us all these treasured gifts for helping one another. God works through us all so that we care for each other. So along with our chanting, that is why Puja Mataji introduced this both prayers, universal prayer as well as the prayer for world peace in our daily routine in Bhajan Hall. So that we try to connect ourselves to the cosmic reality and at the same time function as an individual with total awareness of His presence in and around us. So how my life should be drafted, every day we are reminded. So Mataji wanted every one of us to bring these dimensions are intensely reflected upon. Then it will have its impact even while chanting, and we will know that the chanting is for remembrance, and the remembrance stands for our getting connected with Him, both internally and outwardly. Internally to His static, impersonal reality, and outward to His personal forms, His manifested forms, how I connect myself with Him through the various manifestations outside. It's beautiful. So the sadhana has been given to us now. Remembering Him to connect ourselves with Him, both internally and outwardly. So in our deep inward journey, we can get connected with Him. When we open our eyes and transact with the world outside, we develop a wonderful relationship with Him through His manifestation. That means love. So that is why Mataji introduced this. These two, there are many such thought-provoking items has been included in our daily routine. Many of the verses from by Samartha Ramdas. Many of the slokas taken from Manache Shloka of Samartha Ramdas, that has been attached at the end of our Arati. So the whole thing has been given in a compact way, no? So that when I know and repeat it, I get myself connected. And if I get consciously connected, impact will remain. We have found we have been mechanically chanting, the impact was not there. Now at least during the chanting time or the repeating of the prayer time or uttering the prayer time or doing that pradakshina, when we remember it, both the personal and the impersonal aspect of God, we try to get something that relates us with this reality. So first Papa is slowly giving us, through his quotation, asks us to go to the source of all sources. That will enable us to identify the common factor in everybody. The more we identify the common factor, our love circle keeps on expanding. Another thing is we are trying to know that I am the present me and mine is subservient to that higher me and mine. So it becomes subservient, it becomes aware. The two birds in the Upanishad says, one sitting on the top, always calm, serene, passive. The other one keeps on jumping, eating, experiencing different types of experiences. And finally, every now and then it looks up to the other bird. It is always steady. Then slowly start moving toward that. And finally it realizes that even the small one was an image of the one which they have attained. So these are all now Upanishad stories are becoming very, very clear to us. In order to supplement these prayers like this, O my Sadgurudev, you are behind everything. I have come. You have initiated me to come. And you are working out your will through me, this awareness. So that the sense of arrogating ourselves, it gets reduced. And universal prayer, where I say, I dedicate everything to you. Make me to dedicate my life and everything to you. Again, the subservience is brought. And finally we pray to Him, make me thine and thine only forever and ever. Let me always remember that I am part of you. I don't exist bereft of you. And in the next we saw how close He is, how immanent He is, how the life force is expressed. Like that each prayer, each prayer is giving us a push, push, push. So a few years ago, the prompting came to bring all these prayers in one folder. So that whenever he gives us the mood to chant one, and when we open, he will slowly open the aperture and then make us to enjoy every chant, prayer. Otherwise it becomes a routine, hardly giving any impact or a dent in our life. Individual meditation or reflection at the individual level is a must. Now it is clear, no? We all join together and repeat something or hear something. It doesn't have any impact now. But individually, when I go through this and when I apply my mind seriously, I get some glimpse of the inner theme. And with that theme, when I start experiencing it by repeatedly trying for it, and then when I sit in the congregation and when I repeat, it will slowly trying to have its impact. Otherwise, it's just at the superficial level, lip level. We have seen in our own lives. So this is one more lesson Papa is making us. So everything is valid now, no? Prayer is valid, chanting is valid. Provided it is accompanied by sufficient reflection and contemplation. Yes, now when we are trying to understand Papa's language, be reflective and meditative. The more you become meditative and reflective, the more nearer you to the springs of your life. Springs of your life, where it has from originated, no? And before we close, we thought we would also read God is at the root of this universal existence. When we work for the material comforts of our life, forgetting Him entirely, we miss that peace and joy which we would get if our life is attuned to the eternal. We should realize that whatever we do is by the power which God has given us. We forget this and think that as individuals we are doing everything ourselves. This is the reason why our soul is always restless and has no peace. Peace can come only when we know that the universal spirit is the basis of the manifestation we see before us. The individual alone is not the whole thing. The universal has also to be taken into consideration. As we attune our life to the universal life, we know the true meaning of life. Through this knowledge, we can ourselves find peace and then impart peace to others. God is at the root of this universal existence. When we work for the material comforts of our life, forgetting Him entirely, we miss that peace and joy which we would get if our life is attuned to the eternal. We should realize that whatever we do is by the power which God has given us. We forget this and think that we as individual, we are doing everything ourselves. This is the reason why our soul is always restless and has no peace. Peace can come only when we know that the universal spirit is the basis of the manifestation we see before us. The individual alone is not the whole thing. The universal has also to be taken into consideration. As we attune our life to the universal life, we know the true meaning of life. Through this knowledge, we can ourselves find peace and then impart peace to others. What a powerful word. When you know the root of your existence is God, whatever you feel, whatever you think must be the waves of that existence whose nature is pure love and bliss. So we say that this cosmic manifestation is nothing but the moving, blissful expression of God, the basis of which is the still, calm, peaceful spirit of God that is also bliss. God is the very source of our life. We have come from Him, we are going back to Him. We have not come into existence without having a cause behind our life. See, beautifully is brought out again. God is the very source of our life. We have come from Him and we are going back to Him. We have not come into existence without having a cause behind our life. And that the supreme cause is God, the source of our being and the root of our existence. He is the immortal spirit pervading everywhere, dwelling always in the heart of every one of us. He is eternal and infinite. His nature is pure love, joy, peace. By His power and will, the whole world is moving. The universe itself is God. There is nothing but God. Everything in and out is God. We do not know it, therefore we are unhappy. We see differences and have likes and dislikes. So our mind is alternatively happy and miserable. If you see God everywhere, feel His presence everywhere, know everything is He, you will be the happiest being on earth. Again, Papa gives us one more. So those who are real aspirants after immortality and those who are real aspirants for the status of nirvana, those who are anxious to reach the supreme goal of oneness with the universal existence, those who wish to know what is at the root of that existence, should in the first place control the mind, free it from the lower desires, and attain that tranquility which is born of the union and oneness with the universal spirit, full of peace, power, light and joy. If you want to attain this, tune your mind through meditation and constant remembrance with the divine. This practice will free the mind from lust, greed and wrath. Papa. So those who are real aspirants after immortality, those who are real aspirants for the status of nirvana, and those who are anxious to reach that supreme goal of oneness with the universal existence, those who wish to know what is at the root of that existence, should in the first place control the mind, free it from the lower desires, attain that tranquility which is born of their union and oneness with the universal spirit, full of peace, power, light and joy. If you want to attain this, tune your mind through meditation and constant remembrance with the divine. This practice will free the mind from lust, greed, and wrath. God has given us this human life not for enjoying the pleasures of the senses, but from rising above them into that realm in which we can attain perfect peace and salvation. Religion or spiritual life does not mean only sitting silently by ourselves in a state of meditation. That practice can grant us a state of internal liberation, but we must live out our life in coordination, in consonance with the supreme ideal we have placed before ourselves, which is that we must be pure in thought, word and deed. Then only we shall have real meditation, resulting in real liberation. We should not have hatred, ill will, bad feeling towards anybody. So the first and foremost thing for everyone to do is to find out the immortal root of his being and look upon the external life from the consciousness of this root, not from the present level, no? Then life will adjust itself most harmoniously with the lives of all beings and creatures in the world. Even in external clashes, there will ring out the music of a subtle universal harmony. Therefore, seek the truth within yourself. Stop not until you have reached it, until you have attained it, until you have made it one permanent basis of your life's existence. Know the source and be free. So many words of wisdom of Papa, no? We have been reading. He was not content. The more we look at it, the different facets, we are bubbling with joy, How true it is, how the reality has presented itself in a tangible form. But for that we have found out from all these words, reflection, meditation, deep meditation. Assimilating and absorbing the theme. When an attempt is made to cull out words of Papa from different sources, it's an enjoyable thing. And every now and then we have to read. We will forget.
This is from last portion, from where? The last paragraph?
Last one, God experience. In God experience 1, he says, go to the root of your existence, realize yourself, then your whole life and outlook will be transformed. If we do not achieve this goal, we live a life no better than animals. Nowadays the technology, science and technology, God is helping us through science and technology. Previously we have to go through the whole book and then find out. But now when we have this soft copy and we put this search for root, everything comes out one by one. That much also he has lessened our burden. There are so many books of Papa, We know that he did not have any traditional approach to spirituality. Everything was purely from within. And all these revelations have come out of his experience. And then somebody was kind enough to jot down, somebody was kind enough to bring it out, and then now through this control C, control V. In the shortest possible time, we are able to unearth various quotations that are lying in the form of a book in our shelf. But now it has come to light. Each one is pushing forward us. But again, after, just like the spring, the moment we stop this, we are back to square one. So again we have to do this, again we have to do this. And with this background, we should start also. 5 or 10 minutes a day, in a day, we try to intensely think about it. We chant His name to remember. We also try to remember the attributes. And then, in whatever little acts we do, we try to bring in, we try our level best to bring in this dimension. Silently. Slowly put us on the rails, It will refuse, it will resist. But probably in the morning when the mind is fresh, even when we take the brush, when we open the tap in the wash basin, when we get up from the bed, we can try this. A sense of gratitude of how He has provided all the creature comforts through so many of His creations, and how He makes us to enjoy everything. We can make a trial, We don't have to set apart a particular time or place for this. Any object can relate. Any object can connect us with Him. Any situation can connect us with Him. Especially the present, our generation has got one plus point. Those who have been drawing water from the well, and when now we open the tap and get the water at our command, Because even while opening it, this thought process can come. Previously, when we used to think about that pulley, Because without a pulley, we were lifting the water. And it was very strenuous. But the moment the pulley was brought and we put the rope, and then the strain becomes less. It is strenuous, no doubt. We have to pull it, But even now when we open the tap and get the water, suddenly how blessed we are. Like that each and everything. First you made us to cook in an oven with firewood. At that time it was okay. But now when we switch on the gas and put it there, tremendous. So we can personally see that, how He has been gracious enough to bring. We don't know the other. We don't know the person who has blessed us, who was fired with this intelligence to bring it out. We all remember the days, because we have been cooking in the usual. So when the news came that it will be introduced in Wayanad where we were staying, immediately we rushed up to the agent and registered our name. We know him very well. So he said, I am sorry, I will not be able to help you, but you have to be here on the day when the registration takes place. The company authorities themselves will come and sit. We have no role to play excepting to facilitate everything. And they go by first come, first served. So don't mistake us. You please come there. We took it lightly. And when we reached there, it was about 8:30 in the morning. By the time, 120 people were in the queue. And when we registered, they said, in 10 days' time, this gas will be supplied. It is something like, almost getting moksha. Because we can see the difference, So So every time, every object makes us to realize this. That is why when we had a hard life and when it becomes lighter, we can see it directly, experience it directly. So in what all forms you are helping us. You made us to go through that and you made us to enjoy this. So like that, every day for 5 minutes or 10 minutes, we can intensely dwell upon relating ourselves with all that is needed, so that slowly it becomes a reality, not a theory, not an intellectual exercise. So we pray to Him to bless us with that kind of approach, so that we'll be able to recognize His presence within and without. Hari Om. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Hari Om, Hari Om, Pranam, 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 Hari Om.